Hello, hello. Happy New Year to everyone. It is a brand new year. Happy 2026. And of course, happy first weekly spirit boost of 2026 of the new year. I'm so excited to be back with you guys. It has been, I guess, 2 weeks because we had Christmas and New Year's Day that landed on a Thursday. So I haven't been here, but I am excited to be back with everybody. I am excited to talk about this new year, talk about the fact that 2026 is a universal 1 year. That is exciting. That is exciting. And I'm, of course, going to share with you why it's exciting. But I hope you all had an amazing and wonderful holiday season, whatever you celebrated. I hope you had an amazing and wonderful new year. And I hope that you have been feeling good so far, right? So far, I'm sorry, I just need to see what people were saying. I just needed to see what was going on. I hope that you are still feeling good about the new year. I hope that you are not kind of in a place where you're already frustrated with the new year. Don't allow that, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because this year, 2026, numerology wise, which is to me energy, it's a 1 year. It's a universal 1 year, which means now we all have our own personal years, right? I happen to be right now in a 5 personal year, which is based on your birth date. But the overall as a whole universal year is where you take 2026 and you add up 2026 comes to a 10. 1 plus 0 is a 1. So we are all affected by that energy in a certain way, and that's how I view it. I am not a numerologist. I am not a numerology expert. I am just sharing with you what I know, the surface level of what I know, and how I believe we can utilize this energy this year. So there is a 9-year cycle that we go through as universal years, and there's a 9-year cycle that we go through in terms of our personal years, right? 1 through 9. Each year you bump up until you get to 9. And then after 9, the 1 starts again. We are now in a 1 universal year. Last year was a 9-year. 9-year was a lot about kind of introspection and completions and endings and things like that, right? Because now we're starting fresh. And that is what is exciting about the universal 1 year is it's really the energy of a new cycle, new beginnings, the close of the 9-year cycle that we've been through, the start of a brand new 9-year cycle. So it's, to me, I feel like it's, if you're familiar with tarot, it is like the Fool card, right? It's new beginnings, it's fresh starts, it's leaping into the unknown because it's a brand new cycle, and it's embracing the fact that we do have the unknown before us, and that can be exciting because anything is possible, right? So looking at that and looking at the fact that we have that energy available to us is exciting. Of course, if you do know numerology and you can figure out your own personal year, you can kind of see how that and the attributes of that year, which you'll be in a 1 through 9, can marry with the energy available to all of us, right? So this year is a lot about like taking leadership in your own life, taking ownership of your own life, really solidifying your own identity. You may actually be offered leadership roles this year. It's about stepping up. It's about new ideas, innovation, new opportunities, new possibilities, looking at things from a brand new perspective. It's honestly like to me, I feel like it's a fresh start. It's planting seeds, right? So you're starting a 9-year cycle. in terms of the universal year. If you are also in a personal 1 year, oh my gosh, same thing. You are really starting a 9-year cycle. But energy wise and what's available to us universally this year is really the I can now plant seeds for what is to come, right? And that's where all of the new beginnings, the new ideas, the innovations, and all of that stuff can come from. That's the energy available to us. Now, how can we utilize that energy? And again, if you know your own personal year, it can be helpful because then you kind of know what you're dealing with there as well. So, like, I'm in a personal 5 year, which is kind of about change and adventure and traveling, which is probably why I have the itch to travel more. I want to teach in person more and kind of meet you guys. And so I'm looking into possibilities around that. So, knowing your own personal year can help as well. And again, that's based on your birth date and doing the addition there. But I want to give you some things to keep in mind in terms of how you can utilize the energy of this year, right? Because I talk about the higher help method and the fact that we can tap into energy around us that is available to us to create, to make decisions, to all of it. And so to me, the universal energy is part of what we are able to tap into. Does anybody see this cat, by the way? I know you see her on Instagram. She's just excited for the new year. So I'm going to get into kind of things that I want you to pay attention to that if you're looking for can assist you. And also just things to keep in mind this year as opportunities might come to you or kind of how this energy can be utilized, right? Again, not a numerologist, but I can tell you that look up your own personal year too and marry that with this energy, right? Because that's they really kind of do work together, like the personal year that you're in, and then hey, here's this universal year energy. Those of you who are in a double one, so much excitement I have for you. So we're going to get into that. Before I do that, I have to tell you, because it's a new year, and those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that the beginning of every year is the beginning of a brand new Living an Elevated Existence online summit that is one of my favorite, and I know one of your very much favorite things to do with me, because it supports you not just in the first week or couple weeks of January, not in the first couple months of the year, but it supports you through April, through the beginning of April, really through mid-April, because this is an online event that spans months. If you are new to it, you can sign up below on Facebook and on YouTube. Instagram, I will be adding it to the bio later, but it is just elevatedexistencesummit.com, and you can sign up for free. You get bonuses from me when you sign up, including a customizable prayer and an instant vibe boost MP3. But if you don't know about this summit, we are live. I am live on Zoom with some amazing spiritual teachers twice a week live. And then you also get 48-hour replay periods. So if you've ever gone to those summits or participated in those summits that cram a bunch of stuff into into like a week or 2 weeks, and you're like, I have never gone to one of those summits and actually listened to everything I've wanted to listen to. And it is so frustrating. So we do not do it that way. Okay. I am live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. We do the interview. Every speaker has some type of a free gift to offer you, and also a special offer that you can take advantage of. We have some amazing new people this year, as well as some returning favorites. I always like to kind of do both and switch things up. And so that is happening. It starts next Tuesday, but you can sign up as of now for free, elevatedexistencesummit.com. It's completely free to listen. It's completely free to participate. We do, a lot of the teachers will do live readings, live meditations, live healings. It's so much fun, and you will meet new people that you've never heard of. You will also meet people that you love. So I have to tell you about that. It is open for enrollment or for addition adding it in. It's completely free. That is open now, and we start next Tuesday with live interviews. So I will be talking about that on these weekly spirit boosts as we're going through. But what I love about doing it in the beginning of the year is, again, if you're one of those people who are like, yay, in January, and then you feel like I don't have the support I need to keep going or to keep my vibration up or to continue on my healing journey, we are going to be supporting you through the beginning of April. Okay, elevatedexistencesummit.com. So, having gotten that out, and again on Facebook and YouTube, the link is below. I will be adding it into the bio in Instagram. Now, back to the universal year. So, what can we do or what can we pay attention to? How can we utilize this energy of 2026, which is this universal 1 year, which is this new beginnings, new ideas, all of the new? Number one, remember I said it's like a year to really plant seeds. That doesn't mean that you're not going to accomplish things this year. It just means that it's important more now than ever to get clear on what it is that you're looking for and get clarity and set those intentions, right? So, what do I really want? Who do I really want to be? What do I need to change to get there? This is the time to really set those intentions for this kind of for the energy around us is supporting that. Okay. So, really getting clear on what it is that you're creating because you want those new opportunities to start coming in so that we can start planting those seeds. So that's first of all. And you know my clarity formula. If you don't, it's in the higher help method. And I talk about it all the time, but it's a very simple formula where I ask you to look at your life and each area of your life and ask, what don't you like about it? What do I not like about my career? What do I not like about my current job? What do I not like about my relationship status or the relationships that I'm in? What do I not like about my money situation? What do I not like about my health, etc., etc.? And I want you to write everything down. And then I want you to look at that list and say, well, what would I like to see instead? That's how you get clear. That's how you get clear. And always remember that your clarity and your intention is always a jumping off point because the universe can bring us in a direction that's even better, even more exciting, even more amazing. And you have to leave it open because the universe knows more than you. Okay. So we're going to set intentions and get clear on what we want. The other thing about this universal year is that the universal 1 year, you'll be given these opportunities or you're more open to these opportunities, but a lot of the times they're outside your comfort zone. Remember I said that to anybody who knows the tarot and the Fool card, it's like this fool is just jumping into the unknown, right? It's like a fresh start but it's like jump and the net is going to appear. So, jumping forward, knowing that you're going to be supported, knowing that the universe has got you, requires a little bit of courage. It's like back to the serenity prayer, right? Give me the courage to do the things that I can, that to control the things that I can. So, it's very much about taking those actions when those opportunities do come to you, saying yes to them if they are aligned, even if they scare you. Even if they scare you, it's actually a good thing if it scares you a little bit. And if you know that it's aligned and you know that it's going to take you somewhere good, but it scares the crap out of you, that's when you have to ask for the courage. That's when you call in Saint Michael, the warrior, the protector, and ask for the courage and ask for the support, right? Because outside your comfort zone is where that growth is going to happen. And you can ask for the support to make that process easier. But when we are in this unknown, when we are in this fresh start, and especially if you're trying to manifest something that is big, right? Is like a big leap or a big change. Oftentimes we are brought into situations that are going to test our fear, our courage, our comfort zone. We need to get comfortable outside of the comfort zone. So when you have these new beginnings and you have these new ideas or these new opportunities or these new things and this energy that's like ripe to help you do it, don't be shocked if you need to step up to the plate and feel the fear and do it anyway in certain circumstances, because this is the year to do it in terms of, again, the universal year, not your personal year. So embracing these changes, being excited about these changes instead of fearing what, oh gosh, what is on the horizon, right? Being like, oh my gosh, wonderful things are coming. And you know what? It might challenge me and it might make me uncomfortable, but I know that if I can get through it, it's going to be amazing. Things will be amazing on the other side, right? So action is required. Now, as part of the higher help method, the fourth step of that method is noticing the signs that the universe sends you and taking action on them. Some people call it inspired action. They call it inspired action because once you have an idea that comes out of the blue, or the universe sends you the breadcrumbs and you're like, I'm being led down this way, that's the inspired part, right? It's your part, it's your goal, it's your role to take action on them. So that's where the courage part comes in. And I have to say, one of the biggest things that I want you to understand when it comes to taking action, even if you're scared, often the scared part is what's on the other side of this action. Where is this going to lead me? What if it's the wrong action and it leads me to the wrong way? What if I do the wrong thing and now things are worse, right? How many people are afraid to leave their job because they're like, I'm comfortably miserable and I don't know what's on the other side. The thing about inspired action or taking action in conjunction with the universe, in conjunction with your higher helpers, is that you really can't screw it up. And I say that because if you are following the signs and if you are trusting, you are going to be led in the right direction no matter what. If you go to the right and going to the left would have been faster and easier, the universe will reroute you to the left. But it can't reroute you if you don't take the step forward. If you don't turn the key on the car and put the GPS on, you can't get rerouted. You're just going to keep heading in the wrong direction, or you're just going to sit in the car and not move because you're so afraid, what if I go the wrong way? Let the universe reroute you. Take the steps so the universe can reroute you. And when you are working with the universe, when you are working in conjunction with the universe, when you are working in partnership, co-creation is a partnership. When you're working in partnership with the universe, you can't screw it up. You can't, because the universe will reroute you. How will it reroute you? It will either dangle something in another direction to get your attention. It will put a huge roadblock in front of you so you can't go this way anymore. The universe is like, nope, we need to shut this door. So she stops heading down this path, or he stops thinking this is the right way. And we look at those closed doors and those roadblocks as aggravation. We look at those closed doors and roadblocks as I'm not getting what I want. Things aren't working. Why can't I just get this? This would be so much easier. I can't believe it. No matter what I do, doors keep closing. That's rerouting, right? Rejection is God's protection. That's rerouting. So don't be scared of the roadblocks and the reroutes. Don't be scared to take action because you think it's going to be the wrong one. This is the year to act on the things that come to you, because it will be you're going to be supported by that energy of the year, right? Again, if you are also in a one personal year, everything that I'm saying to you is like on a higher level. Just in terms of utilizing the energy, right? So yay for new beginnings. Yay for leaping into the unknown and trusting that the universe is going to take us wondrous places. Yay for moving outside of our comfort zone and feeling the fear and doing it anyway, and knowing that the universe has us, and that no matter where we go and no matter what we do, we can trust that it will lead us to where we need to be, right? As long as you are trusting, as long as you are open to the signs that are coming through, paying attention. And the biggest thing I always talk about is repetition. When you see something repeating over and over again, that is not an accident. That is a direction. That is the universe whispering in your ear. That is a message to you to follow that. When you see that, I promise you, you will not head in the wrong direction. Even if a door closes, even if something goes wrong, doesn't matter, because you're moving. And as long as you're moving, the universe can direct you where you need to go. The universe can open the other doors and send the bird and the sign and the message to make you look there and go that way. And it will do it. And this is sort of the year and the energy of that year to allow yourself to do it. So I recommend, if you can figure out your personal year number and look at what that personal year, the energy of that personal year means, and marry it with everything that I'm saying here, you'll have a better picture for you individually, right? I'm giving you kind of the overall thing. So it's kind of like where what, so for me, like I said, I have the personal 5 year, and it's talking about travel and all of that. And so it's like finding the courage to get out there and finding the courage to travel, and travel can be stressful. I've always been more of a homebody, but at the same time, I just have this urge to get out there. And so, looking at your personal year, what are some of the things that might be coming up for you? A 6 year is more about home and responsibility. Where do you need to step out of your comfort zone around that? Where can you find courage around that, right? Maybe it's about getting into a relationship. Maybe it's about a birth. Who knows, right? So you can take what I'm telling you and kind of marry it to your personal year, depending on what personal year you are in. And that is based on your birth date. Now, the caveat to that is, and if you've ever heard me, I've had Tom Eckert on, and other, I've talked about numerology and the different way people do the personal year, and it is up to you. I'm going to tell you how I do it, and I think the way that old school people do it is not by the calendar year, but by your birth date. So I do it based on my birth date is in September. So as of September 2025, I moved into my 5 year. I'm going to stay in that 5 year, even though it's 2026. I'm going to stay in that 5 year until next September, when now I will move into my 6 year. That's how I learned it years ago. That's how a lot of, like I said, really kind of old school numerologists, it's just kind of a way that a lot of people do it. There are some people that go by the calendar year. So in January, everybody enters a new year. But to me, that doesn't make sense. I like to go by when I was born. That's the beginning of my year, right? So I do it that way. So my birth date, the way that I do it, even though we're in 2026, is I will take my month, my date, and 2025 until I hit September 2026, and then I change the year personally. That's how I do it. You do it however you want to do it. If you go to a numerologist that does it differently, if you are a numerologist that does it differently, God bless. I'm telling you how I do it. So for me, I am in a 5 year until September of 2026. And then in September of 2026, I move into my 6 year, or my personal year 6, right? So if you don't know your personal year, calculate it how you want it. I'm telling you how I calculate it. And you basically take your month. So I'm September, it would be 9. My date is 14. So that would be 9 plus 1 plus 4. And then which actually, believe it or not, equals 14. And then I take the 2 plus 2 plus 5, and then add all that together. And then again, you always break it down until it comes to a single number for your personal year, because you can only be in a 1 through 9 year for your personal year. There's master numbers and all that for other stuff, but for your personal year, it's always 1 through 9. So, and then you can just look up like personal year, whatever, and it will give you the different attributes, things that you can expect. energies that are available to you. And then you can kind of marry that with this universal 1 year that I'm talking about to kind of see, okay, what are the energies that are supporting me this year, right? Because we're all being supported by the universal one, but then you have your personal year based on your birth date that is also energy that is available to you. So hopefully that makes sense. Um, so I'm kind of excited about it. I'm always excited about a new year anyway, no matter what the energy is, no matter what's going on. To me, a new year just means new possibilities. It's a new 12-year calendar month. But I just like the fact that we're in the universal 1 year, which is also very much about like new beginnings, new cycles, um, you know, planting those seeds, brand new cycle. Let's leap into the unknown and create amazing things in partnership with the universe. Um, so let me know if you have any questions about that. I will go to some comments and stuff like that now. But again, just a reminder that if you're not already signed up for the Elevated Exist or Living an Elevated Existence Summit, it is a free event. It is happening now through the beginning of April. Live interviews twice a week, free 48-hour replay periods. Everybody gives free gifts. You get 2 free gifts when you sign up. ElevatedExistenceSummit.com. Do not miss it. We are in season 13 this year. Lucky 13. And I'm just excited about all of the things that are going to be happening. I do live oracle card readings once a month for the group and individuals on Zoom. I'm teaching a couple of different classes. It's such an amazing, supportive environment where, again, it's like it's a new year and you want to keep the momentum going. You want to keep that support going. You want to keep the learning and growing and manifesting going. And we are here to support you literally through the beginning of April until we hit spring. So definitely check that out. Okay. So let me see. Oh my gosh, if there's any comments that I missed. I'm checking Instagram also. Hi, Claire. She says, Happy New Year. Blessings to everyone in a number 1 universal year. Yay. Hi, Sandy. Happy New Year from Southwest Michigan. I am in cold New Jersey. Although today is not as cold. It actually has been like in the 40s, which is exciting for us. Oh, Donna, yeah, so she said how to determine one's personal year. So hopefully you got that, how I explained it to you. Let's see. I think it's Anna D. Love your sweatshirt. Where did you get it? Oh, yay. This is actually from the company. I'm getting up. This is from the company Spiritual Gangster. They actually are having a sale right now. So I think if it's still on sale. But I think this is one of the ones they have on sale. But yeah, Spiritual Gangster is where my sweatshirt is from. Let's see. Oh, you saw my cat, Claire. She said we can only see the cat's tail when you touch it. Very cute tail. Yes. Instagram saw my full cat. Because she's in my lap and you can kind of see her moving around on Instagram, but Facebook and YouTube just see her tail like a shark. But she always comes up here. Now she's sitting on the chair in my office sleeping. Yes, I'm excited for the summit also, Meredith. Oh yeah, you already signed up. I can't believe it. Literally, it's happening next week. So when I'm on here live on Thursday, so it's Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. that the live interviews are. But when I'm on here with you guys live on Thursdays at noon, I will get off with you and then basically get ready and jump onto the summit interview at 1. And then that goes for about an hour. And then usually replays are posted by around 3 p.m. Eastern. And then they stay up for 48 hours. So you can watch the replay, listen to it. It's all, we went to video last year for the first time, which I loved. So it's so much fun, but I will be here on Thursdays letting you know what's coming on that day. But once you're signed up, you'll get all of the emails. You'll see the full schedule of when everybody is being interviewed and who all of the guests are. And we're still adding a couple of people. So don't be shocked if there's some movement around the schedule, but we're still in the process of just adding a couple people in. Oh yeah. So then, so how do we figure out the personal year? So hopefully you guys got that. If you need me to repeat it, let me know. Hi, Deborah. She's Happy New Year. Happy 1 year from Deb O in Mystic, Connecticut. Very nice, Mystic, Connecticut. You're not too far from me, I don't think. So hopefully you guys got the personal year stuff that I told you, but it's basically your birth date. And again, I go by my birth date to birth date, not calendar year. So when I do it, it's September to September. So I technically am still using 2025 for my personal year until I hit September. And then I will change it over to 2026, which will then put me into a 6 year. That's so funny. I just realized it's 2025. I was in a 5 year, and 2026, I'm moving to a 6 year. So that's synchronistic. Anyway, so that's how you figure out your personal year. And then you can just Google like whatever your personal year is. So let's say I'm personal year 5. You can just Google personal year 5 or meaning of personal year 5, and you'll get like a million different websites that give you meanings, but they all usually kind of like meld into the same thing. And you could do the same thing with universal year. So you can kind of understand, okay, what's happening for me this year. Now, if you go to an actual numerologist and get an actual numerology reading, oh my gosh, there's so much more involved than just the universal year and the personal year, because they take your birth name and they find the energy of that, and then there's like peak numbers. There's so many different numbers that go into a numerology reading that can tell you even the future of like what's coming up for you, either this year, next year, etc. Right? Because it uses so many other numbers besides just this. But this to me gives you just kind of like like a higher level view of the energy. So it's helpful. It's helpful. I always like it. The first time I had a numerology reading, probably, oh my Lord, probably over 15, 18 years ago. I don't even remember the first time I had it. I was like, whoa. And looking back, like a lot of it, I mean, it predicted things way in my future. And a lot of it was quite true. Quite true. So numerology is a very, very strong thing. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Claire. I appreciate that on YouTube. It's really awesome. It really is. If you've never had a numerology reading, I highly recommend it because it really is very fascinating and very true. It's just like all of the other things available to us: astrology, numerology. Whether you're using like tarot or oracle cards or whatever. There's so many different things that they're all tools to me. They're all spiritual tools, right? Numerology is a spiritual tool. Astrology is a spiritual tool. They're all tools to help us understand, to help us plan, to help us grow, to help us navigate our lives day to day, year to year, etc. So, that is what I came on here to talk about in terms of the year and things that are coming up. And see, Laura said numerology is very intense and so much fun. Thanks, Tammy. It really is. It really is fun. Like every year, I'm always like excited. Like, what year am I moving into? And what does this mean? And what's happening? And I just love it. I love it. And I'm not a numbers person. I'm not a math numbers person. Not my strong point. I will mess up a calculator. However, I appreciate it, and I understand it at a surface level. That's why I'm a writer, y'all. Math was not my thing. I had a tutor all through high school into college for algebra. Still don't like it. Immediately, instantly stresses me out and gives me a headache. So, but numerology I can handle. Numerology and adding and those numbers I can take. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for liking the live. Oh my gosh, so many of you have hit that like button, and I really do appreciate that. It means a lot because I feel like you're enjoying the content, and it also helps me get out to other people. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. And please join the summit. We are starting on Tuesday. I of course will be back here next Thursday with another weekly spirit boost, and I will be sharing kind of what is coming up in the summit and all of that stuff. Next week we have we're talking about intuition. We're talking about your aura color and what that means for your purpose and so many other things. So it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great week to kick off off the summit. I am very much looking forward to it. I am going to be teaching a class by the end of the month as well. And also next week, next Friday, I will be live on the summit doing my annual welcome to the summit group oracle card reading and an individual readings over Zoom as well. So next week is going to be a packed new week for the summit. ElevatedExistenceSummit.com, links below on YouTube and Facebook. And we'll be adding after this onto Instagram. And I hope you guys will join us. Again, it's completely free. We have so much fun. We learn so much stuff. We do meditations. We do healings. You guys get readings. Like it's just such a amazing environment to hang out in. And I look forward to it so much. And I enjoy it so much that it's like almost becomes a shock when the interviews are over in April. So, but I will see you guys there. I will see you guys there on Tuesday. Until then, I will be back here next Thursday for another weekly spirit boost. See if you can figure out what your personal year is and how that energy will combine with the universal year energy. And also, as I always say, your job is to boost yourself this weekend by doing something that brings you joy, no matter how big or no matter how small. I don't care what's on your to-do list. I don't care what sports you have to attend. Hi, we have to go to wrestling. I don't care what, food shopping you have to do, cleaning you have to do, whatever food prep, whatever stuff is on your to-do list. Make sure something on that list is just to bring you joy. I don't care how big or how small. I don't care if you're just going to get a latte. I don't care if it's putting aside a half hour for reading a book that you enjoy or binge watching something on Netflix. Whatever makes you feel good, I want you to put it into your schedule for this weekend because you deserve it and it will boost your vibration. And I will see you back here next week for another weekly spirit boost. Thank you all for being here. And hopefully I'll see you in the summit on Tuesday as well. Bye, everyone.